This is just a quick journal entry, end of summer, beginning of fall. Because potentially this is all going to look different. Well, not totally, but somewhat. I finally got these around here. Maybe I'll get them in the ground. Nandina is in like the bamboo family, so there's all different kinds. This was here when we got the house, and there is the purple, I call it razzle dazzle, I don't know, or jazz hands. The real name of it starts with an L and it's like 5 foot long. But whoever landscaped this place, I put all this here. Really must have had help, because I mean, you have to cut some of this stuff back. Is that not so pretty? Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. The roses have got buds on them. It looks like they're going to try a little longer. This is my baby Jane, I think. Little Lime Jane, something like that. That's why I bought it, because of the name. But I love these flowers. It has been here this may be its 2nd year. Next year it'll do amazing. The whole sleep, creep, and leap. I put a white azalea right there. I think I'm going to leave it. I think next year will be its 3rd year, so it looks like it's getting new growth too. Because the barberries are deciduous, which I did not realize when I got them. So we need somebody that's going to keep his green for the winter, to have winter interest up here. And I'm not sure what's going on with this bad boy. I've got some stuff to treat it. We've just had so much rain. I mean, we get a lot of rain anyway, but he's sad. Anyway, I've got some stuff to treat him, and it'll treat the ground. So I'm gonna wait and see, but potentially we may have to cut him back and just forfeit flowers next year to get him back healthy. Alright, all this is gonna look different right here. It hasn't been super cold, but it's been cold enough that the fountain grass has said, I'm done. All this will be gone. This will be different. I'm thinking about moving this. I got the sniffles. Seasons change, and my allergies are amazing, so yeah. How beautiful is that, though? And I don't cut this back. I mean, you can cut it back, but I typically don't do any cutting until I see a whole bunch of new growth, because it stays beautiful. It really does. These, oh, I wonder if those are the white ones. I've got white ones that I don't know where they are. This is the question mark. I'm going to move all this. I've already started on the end a little bit. I pulled that, well, I dug it up, the pine the squirrels planted for me, and that little bitty, I don't know what kind of bush it was, if it was just like a boxwood, or I don't really know, but these are supposed to be bloom the whole season, and those roses just are beautiful. They don't like it here though, I don't think. They do well and then they don't. I don't think they get enough sun. But this one, I talked about digging him up. Maybe I should just threaten everybody. Because look, he's got new growth on him. He's just decided to grow there. I think this one is a knockout. So, I mean, you should be able to plant him anywhere on the planet. The third azalea got destroyed when we had a big old, it was like a holly tree at this corner. The folks that had the house before us just let it go into a tree and it was too close. But we had another azalea right here like them and it was sacrificed. So I planted another one and he doesn't look like he's doing that great. He is doing better since I moved some of this stuff that over here. But this grass, I haven't been out here. Work has been crazy and it's just been raining. It's getting darker sooner, so I have lots of excuses. But anyway, I'm gonna feed him and see if I can get him to potentially catch up with them a little bit. And if for some crazy reason he don't, I'll just move him because he just may not like it here. We cut the crepe myrtles back and we're going to let them just be 3 little ones. The one in the middle was huge, but this one we wanted to leave a little bit of the flowers. Isn't that cute? Now I got these with like the tree thing or that 200 million tree giveaway, $1 each, Arbor Day, something. I planted these and they were like little bitty tiny nothings. And we'll just, I don't know if you can see anything because the sun's coming up. We'll walk back this way. This whole corner is going to be different. I dug everything out of here. This is just a weed trap. It's just, I'm trying to do lower maintenance. That's my goal. Lower maintenance, because I can come around through here. You see how horrible that looks? I can come through here with the weed eater and this right here will look like totally different. I moved that rhododendron. It was up closer to the house and I think this is its 3rd year since I moved it. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I didn't think it was doing well. But it bloomed this year. And look at it. Look at all that new growth. I mean, it's still got something cocky going on with it, but it is really trying. It is trying so hard. So we're going to baby it. I've got too much back here. I found out this season with so much rain that there is just too much back here because it's too crowded. And I love crowded, but my climate is not dry enough to have too crowded because we get powdery mildew. And oh, look at that cardinal. Can I see it? Yeah, the birds I think get mad at me because this is like their domain and they don't know what I'm doing out here. Who am I? Anyway. But look at this, we got like volunteer zinnias from last year coming up. They just started coming up after all that rain. The seeds must have been buried too deep, or I don't know. And that right there is some Liatris that I moved from that row of it right there. Just making more to move elsewhere. Black-eyed Susies. That tomato that come up, look at all the tomatoes that are still on there. I picked a whole bunch off of here yesterday evening after work. Or was it the day before? Anyway, but there's still a lot more. And Jane, what is up with this marigold? I'm pretty sure this is one seed. This is one plant. I had it over here on the left last year and I saved seeds from it because it was in a pot and it just stayed and kept growing and growing, and I thought, oh my Lord, And so I planted a seed over here. Fought with the squirrels because everything I planted over here, they come and dug up. But this one made it. And look how big that is. I mean, that's all of greater than 2 foot across, maybe 3 foot across, and over 2 foot tall. So I have been getting seeds off of this and putting them aside, like not with all my other marigolds, because normally besides the vanilla ones I just mix them all up. So we can like try to do this again next year and have like, would that not be beautiful to have like a whole row of that around your stuff? Anyway, autumn sage, trucking along. I propagated this from the one over there that I thought was dying. Lemon coral sedum. Red hot pokers in the middle that are done. Sweet alyssum, I think, right there, that I got from the neighbor, and I put it in several spots. It liked this one. The Russian sage, and what a sweet surprise. You look out and you don't even remember putting the spider lilies. I have a whole bunch over there, and I've been transplanting them because you're not supposed to, they're not supposed to transplant well, but these just wanted to. I forgot I put them in here. I have these that just popped up and said surprise. And then this little bitty watermelon that was a fail, but look at it, it's still trying. I wanted to see if you could just grow it out of one of these bags. I was told you could, but I obviously didn't give it enough attention. It was at the other house. But see, look. I mean, we don't have enough days left for that to do anything, but that's funny. My hand may be shaking. And that right there is the jungle mess. I've been letting the violets grow because they're just easier to pull out and get the whole root when they're bigger. I am not going to let them flower. Do you see that hummingbird? I am standing really still. Where are you going? He's like, I don't know about this. I'm trying to move around, but he's looking at me. Oh, I moved too fast. He took off. God, it's just amazing all this stuff he created. Okay, I digress. So all of this will be different, I think. Ava loves the racetrack, so we're going to have to keep this in some shape or form. But I think that I'm just going to make it easier to mow with the riding lawnmower. I don't mind weed eating, but I would rather be out here doing something else. So the chrysanthemums, it's that time of year. Columbine. Oh, look at the ones where I cut it back and I just stuck them over here. And look at them. We have brand new babies that are gonna bloom. Would that not be cool? This whole thing right here just full of this color in the fall. This is my one lone, I don't know where it come from, corn. I've just been letting it go. The ones at the other house, I've already got them dried and stuck in pots up front for fall decor. The zinnias that I brought from the other house are done. I need to decide if I'm going to come out here and get the seeds or if I'm just going to let this bed stay this way. Lots of decisions. Volunteer blanket flower. More black-eyed Susies. We pulled the pole up yesterday There was a birdhouse here with a 4x4 fence post, like this one over here. We're going to leave that one, but we are going to pull this one up. Well, we did pull this one up and see what he does. I cut him back. He was loose. He got knocked over a little bit. I'm going to move all these blackberries right here. That container is going to be gone. The container down there on the end with the Gara and what is that called? Dianthus? No. Yes. And there is snapdragons all on the end. I'll just walk down here because I may not know what I'm talking about. It's early. Yeah. So all of this will be somewhere else. And then we come around. Don't look at my table. I need to redo it. And we're going to move all this. I really think I'm going to move all this and make the racetrack closer in. I don't know about the lilies. I have a whole bunch there, and they have poppies and columbine in them. Gladiolas, rosemary. There's daylilies and daffodils and all kinds of lilies. The oriental, what's the other one? Anyway, lots. We're going to dig all this up so we can and move him. I'm going to empty him out and move him. Yes, everything back here is a mess because I've just been pulling and throwing. And then we're going to slowly turn around. And I'm going to clean all this out. I haven't decided if I'm going to move that rose or leave him. Clean, 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 clean. And then there's gladiolas and crocosmias right here in front of this little bed to remind people not to cut stuff down there. All kinds of irises. There's yellow and purple and pink. And then here is my spider lilies. Right here. And then if you come around, I've got stuff over there I've got to move, and we come back around this way and we walk back down the hill and we see more mess that needs to be cleaned up. I think this row, this is where the fence was. I am going to move all of this and potentially put a little bench over here. That's one idea. I'm going to dig up this hydrangea. I'm going to leave that yellow rose. I cut him back really hard, and I think I'm going to just let him do what he wants to next year. Same thing with this red one. I think I'm going to just trim them back when it's time. I mean, you can cut them anytime, really. Those are knockouts. I don't think you can kill them. Knock on wood. This is the strawberries and the science project. It's got lemon coral sedum and strawberries, and it looks like some black eyed Susies. I don't know what that other is over there. That's interesting. I need to go check that out to see what that is on the far side. Does anybody do stuff and you don't remember what you did? I do that all the time, and all of this is going to be cleaned out. There is tulips, daffodils and tulips right here that I probably will wait till next year, and then when they are done next year I will move them in the spring. I haven't decided about these cannas. I'm going to cut them all back today though, and that's some kind of tree growing right there. I'm going to redo the pond this winter. That's why I really haven't done anything over there. There's a tulip poplar though. Let me show you. There is a tulip poplar right there that has just come up. I think it's a tulip poplar. We've got several of those trees out here, and the neighbors do. And so I think I'm gonna dig him up and plant him at the other house. I do need to get out here though, because that right there is fixing to bloom and I don't want it to bloom. He needs to go bye-bye. And then this over here, same thing. I think that's some of that wild asters. Yeah. So I'm thinking about putting the hydrangea right there. I do have a rose that I'm going to dig out of the yard that matches that other one right there, and I'm going to put it beside it. So this is like a journal entry of my journey to wherever it is that God is going to take me. And there's a whole lot of work that needs to be done down there. And that's my new little greenhouse area over there. And we have grapes that are going to probably stay right there, but the shade garden under them may move. Butterfly bush stay where it is. The stuff beside it, I'm going to move all that so you can just cut it. Oh, the pool, we leave our pool open, but it is a hot mess right now. Ida came through, and I don't know what she brought with her, but the pool just turned green. And there has been a shortage on the type of shock that I like to get, and so I ended up getting this cheaper stuff. And I don't want to talk bad about anybody, so I'm not going to say what kind it was, but it did not work. I mean, I put so much shock in that pool that it should have bleached my liner white, and it's just as green. The dilemmas. Anyway, so I have a whole bunch of stuff to do. I have stuff that I want to move and put in the greenhouse. My little bitty greenhouse over there. Whoops, I'm trying to get it a little better. Yeah. Anyway, it is just a present that was gotten for me a few, maybe 5 years ago. And last year, I didn't use it. I just used the top of it to, you know, the cover to put over my kitchen rack that's out here with all of my babies on it. And then most of the other stuff, like my ferns and my plants that I wanted to try to save, keep, whatever, we just put them in the shed. I call it the barn, but it's just one of those little whatever sheds. Anyway, there's lots more that I could talk about, but I think all of that's going to stay the same, and I just really wanted to do a journal entry today so that I could say, okay, where was that planted? And what did I say I wanted to do? Because, yeah. But this is madness. Madness, madness, madness. But look, I got these on clearance. Are they not so pretty? These are canna lilies. And they were on clearance. And they were marked yellow. And I was like, oh, I don't have any yellow ones. Well, you know why they were on clearance? Because they're not yellow. And then I have a bunch of irises right here that a friend from church gave me, and I've moved some of them. And then my honey got me these right here. And then there's lilies by this pole. There's lilies right here. There's irises right there. Look, somebody's been sitting there eating those irises. Wow. My basil, I cut some of the tops off of it. It's bolted. Purple basil is so beautiful. This is my science project right here. These are my hen and chicks. I just leave it over here and let them multiply. And then when they get a whole bunch of babies, I move the babies and leave the mamas to make me more babies. This is where I trimmed stuff and left it because I'm horrible. We've got oregano, perennial. Oh, and this one. Let me show you this. See him? How beautiful is that? Well, I trimmed him back, and that is where these little babies come from. But we will not even talk about violets and creeping Charlie and what is that, clover. See, the basil is about done. But look at this tomato. He's just like, my hand's probably shaking. He's just like, oh, please let me make more tomatoes. Sure. That dog up the hill is not happy. Huh. He usually don't bark like that. There must be somebody around. Okay, so I have to make a decision about these peonies that I got from the neighbor. I don't know if they should stay here or not. I really don't like moving stuff like that because they are very temperamental. And this looks like tick seed, maybe. Anyway, I could just go on and on and on and on and on about my insane love. Coneflowers. This one right here was crazy this year. This little purple one, echinacea, just took up this whole spot. I had to cut it back, and it looks like columbine is going to do that next year. So I will have columbine and lilies and irises and echinacea. I had some red echinacea that I think was right there, and I don't know what happened. I don't know. You know, you win some, you lose some. I've got rabbits and chipmunks and squirrels and other people's doggies and lots and lots and lots of visitors. Ooh. Oh. That's the neighbors. Okay then. I believe that I am going to turn this off now. And hopefully, I turned my phone around. Hopefully I did not get my finger this time. But this is the color of this one, Rosa Sharon. And it had so many. I took some cuttings and I'm attempting to propagate it. See what I'm talking about? I could say bye and then I just start talking again. So, we'll talk to you.